Now in this video I want to show you a different way to format some of your output, and this does the very same thing as convert. It just goes at it a little bit different manner. If you remember in the previous video on formatting, and if you'll watch that video and type along with me, you'll end up with this setup right here. But in that video we took an integer which was x and set it equal to 4, and then when we loaded x into the text property of the click button, we used the convert class and called the toString static method and just passed it our integer, and it converted it to a string. Now there is something that some people, especially if you're coming from the VB world, may have gotten used to, and I want to show it to you. You've probably tried to do this already, which is to simply call x and convert it to a string this way, and when you run that it throws an error and it won't behave that way. What we have to do is we can pass in a parameter, and what it's looking for there, we can pass in formatting parameters, and let me show you one here. If I pass in C, notice that we're going to be okay when we run this. My squiggly won't go away yet until I run it. So I'll start debugging, and notice that this is going to format it with a currency type. And so that's C. Now I'll give you another little clue here of some other things that we can do. We can use P, we can use upper or lowercase. Keep in mind C# normally is case sensitive, but in this respect we can use upper or lowercase for these things. Notice we can if after the P, if I tell it 5, it will format that with 5 decimal places. And I actually ran out of room with my button there. My button's not on auto size, so if I make it a little wider and run that again, you'll see exactly. I'll get my percent sign. Now, so what all can you do? Let me put them up here so that you can see them, and you'll see exactly some of the different formatting codes that you can use. Okay, so like magic, there they are. And this is just some of them. You can go out and look in the documentation and see some other formatting codes and some cool things, but these will really get you a long way down the road, so to speak. But notice on each one of these, I put a 5 in here. For example, on the N, if I put, let's put some more zeros in here, and if I put an N on this and run it, you'll notice it's going to put my thousand separators in here, but it defaulted to 2 decimals. And if I don't want any decimal places, I can just simply put a 0 on it, and notice my decimals are gone, right? And obviously on every one of these, if you put a number afterwards, it's going to work with decimal places to give you exactly what you want. So there's all kind of things you can do with these, so I would strongly recommend get you a simple little example like this and play with it and get it to where it's making sense to you. So there's some really cool things here. Formatting is always a big deal with people, so just play with these. Again, this is something you're going to use quite a bit, because one of the things that's very important when the program's running is to show people the numbers in a way that's most meaningful for them. Okay, so anyway, pretty simple video on formatting, and we're at the same time we're converting here this integer value. We're writing it out as a string, and then we're formatting it here. So some pretty cool stuff. That's formatting.